Hello everybody, Star here. As you can see, we've had some new updates to the Star's VG program. I have it shrunk down a little bit right now because there's a few things I'd like to show off. But first off, I'd like to show you this little button. Wait. First I need to go over the newest, biggest thing, which is that I've gotten this working on Android. At least it's working on my Android device. I can't say if this works on other things, but I know that it works for me. You basically just need to open it in a certain way, and I've put a little tutorial on the wiki and the GitHub on how to do that. I put it there. It's on the sidebar. If you have any questions, you can always check the sidebar and see if it's been answered there, and if not, or if you're not understanding the explanation, please contact me directly. I will help you. I have plenty of free time. I am not a big creator. I am able to very, very much so help you out. Or if there's just something you want to add to your own VTuber setup you have with this, and you just need a little bit of help doing that, I am totally happy to help. I love helping people, and I made this entire thing because I want to help people. And I wanted this to be a more accessible way to have fun and do the things we want to do. I know VTubing can be expensive and scary to get into. That's why I made this way. But anyways, so now this is working on Android. And that's pretty exciting. I got it working with transparency and everything, and it's not 100% perfect, but it's definitely doing about what I was hoping it would. I'd like it to be a little less clunky. I'd like you to be able to click the buttons easier, but anyways, you know, Android devices, just smaller screens in general come with a lot of little hiccups. And there are some issues that do come with working on a device that kind of requires you to have some different things set up to export them as a file that you can run. So right now it's set up so you don't have to like export your project. If you can figure out, go ahead. I don't know how it'll work that way, but it works fine if you don't export it now. Oh, but anyways, now let me get into some of the new features. Now we have a few new buttons that might be a little hard to see, but let me just raise the screen size a bit. Okay, so first off, we've got this. This will make, basically it'll toggle your backgrounds. Anything that's hidden will be made visible, anything that's visible will be made hidden. You can do quite a bit with this if you like. You could potentially just like, you know, again, you just make your background hide. You could use it to like, maybe swap between two different backgrounds. It's a nice little button. It's a very simple button. It literally just hides this, and it basically makes this the opposite of what it's doing, this the opposite of what it's doing. Very nice, very simple. Oh, and the other thing you can see is, as you can see, now there's the switch cam button. Now you can go from far away to up close, which I think leads to nicer recording, especially whenever you're on Android, because you do kind of need to be closer to the character to actually see them and what they're saying. Well, you can't read their lips, but you know what I mean. Then there's this button. This one exists on Android specifically because I want it to be able to help those on Android, because there's no other way to hide the UI buttons on Android than with this button. Ironically, it does, of course, mean this has to be visible, but maybe ironic isn't the right word, but anyways. But, you know, it's a thing. It's just a thing we have to work with. It can, however, be hidden if you're on Windows. Let me move myself to the side over here. I'm far, far too in the way. Okay, so let me show you how you would fix that if you don't want this visible on your other devices. Let me exit out of that. So, see this thing that says hide UI? Now you don't. It's gone. There, gone. There, gone. It's basically just set up by default because Android users are going to have a much harder time fixing and removing that, and it's meant to be in a rather unobtrusive spot anyways. Don't mind these numbers over there. They're just tracking the sensitivity, which if you don't know, that's this little thingy right here that you can change the number on. I think I have like there's also a tooltip saying how, what the default number is in case you change it, and you want it to go set it back to normal, I mean. Right now, this seems to be the sweet spot, but you know, if you find a better one that works for you, well, yay. You can actually hide any of these buttons if you want to. It is literally the same clicky-dicky. Oh, that sounded a little weird. Clicky wiki. Never mind, I'm overthinking this. There's also close-up cam 5 and 6. Okay, they're not actually both close-ups. So, oh, that's okay. I accidentally left something in that I didn't need to. One of these is the useful one. Hold on. Cam 1. Okay, which one's cam 1? I have it in an add export. Basically, this is an add export variable, which means you can just click on that and select which camera you want it to be. And then the cam switch button will just swap between camera 1 and camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2, that'd be camera 1, camera 2. So you can use this to customize the switch cam to whichever one you want, because it's not currently set up so that way it works well with every single character, because it's frankly bizarrely difficult to move the camera. I'm really not sure what's going on there, but whatever, we'll figure it out eventually. But here's the main camera in the scene. This is camera 1, if I remember correctly. This, you can press preview and it'll be focused, yeah, that's camera 1, right on the character, right? But then, if we go over to, okay, it's gonna be one of these. There's camera 5 or 6. We had camera... Okay, that's close-up cam 6. Okay, so that means we're getting rid of close-up cam 5. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of that. We're gonna fix that later. I'm gonna add that to the GitHub later. So this is the current focused camera. How do we make this focus on the character that we want it to? Pretty simple. We're in the inspector over here. And note that we did the preview so we can see it. Now there's this little preview screen here. And you can just go to your position and rotation or whatever and just adjust it. Do like this. And if I press save, I don't know if it'll update. Oh yeah, it will. It will update in your little window too. Oh, look at that. Ain't that handy dandy? So that's one nice bonus of having it set up on your, like, you know, on your, does that do anything? Oh, okay, it does something. I just don't know what. But that's one of the bonuses of having it open in here. Let me set it back up to normal. Okay, so that's how you can adjust the camera so that way it works with any of your characters. You can adjust it in the editor, and, you know, that's better, I think, in my opinion, if you don't want to, like, you know, go about fixing things. Let me think. Oh, and there's one other thing I wanted to show off, which is, let me hide background too. Check it out. Now there's a color picker that we can use to change background colors. You don't have to attach this to this. Technically, you could attach this to almost anything. I mean, honestly, there's this one thing that you could do if you really wanted to, which is where you could attach this to any 3D model. Let me show you the code for that real quick. So if you attach this to pretty much any 3D model, here's the color on color picker button, color changed. You see this get material dot albedo color, albedo being just basically the base color. It can also be a texture, etc. Then you can make it equal color. Color is the color picker chooses. The color picker node just automatically uses the information that you get from this and puts it into the color. It's very useful for a lot of things, including character customization, by the way, which is very great if you're making your own, like, customizable character. You could totally, like, let's say, real quick, just for fun, if I go to the VGTUBER, and we go to, let me see if I can find the, let's try the hair. This should be the hair. And we go to the surface, but we don't need the surface material, right, do we? Okay, so we go to hair 2, and we copy paste this code. And I do believe there, if we save, that if I do this, ooh, lag. Okay, it's not happy. Huh. Uh-oh. Let me try reloading it real quick. Let's see if that works. I don't know if we're gonna get an error about this, but we'll see. Go to the mascot. Okay, it hated that. Non-existent function get material and base mesh instance 3D. Huh. Okay. Get surface material, override material then. Yeah, let's try that, and then we're gonna go to the hair and just add a surface material override real quick. Let's see if that works. Sometimes I have issues with things. Oh, okay. No, it hated that too. Expected one argument. Right. Sorry. Expected one argument. That should be 0, I believe. Because it's an index. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Check it out. So you could totally just use this same code to make a character model that you can customize like mid-thing. And you can even use like the color picker if you want, which is pretty cool. And that's just a fun... Oh, I have to turn lip sync back on. There we go. But see? And it works while you're doing things. Oh, but I unticked it off. Whoop. Anyways, that's not going to remain in there, but I'll leave that there as an example in case you're curious about that. That's how, and you do have to have the surface material override have a material in it. Otherwise, it will not work. It will be bad. It will be stupid. I'm going to really quickly take this material and just plop it in there. So that way it's easier to modify in game. So like if you want to make her hair customizable, or pretty much any 3D model's texture, do that. If you just, you'll see the 0, 1, that's the index, and you have to put the number in that corresponds to this. If it has a name, it'll still be able to be like just set as 0, 1, 2, 3. You'll just have to count it, but like, you know, that's how you set that up. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead, give it a try. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Yippee! Thank you for watching. Oh man, is Mr. H broken? Oh wait, I have to turn on the actual like button. Yeah, it doesn't start tracking until it knows which dimension you're in. Hee! I say dimension, but that's not really the right term. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Toodaloo!